it's Allison Sullivan with Stand Crazy with Allison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, and I'm going to just make sure I'm live in every place I want to be, which, let's see, that looks like I'm working over there, and I'm pretty sure I've got sound. So, oh, that's interesting. This is all shoved off to the side. I have no idea why. Let's bring that back. There we go. All right, you guys, I'm going to make sure that I'm, there I am, and we'll just, yep, I got sound. Yay! Okay, everything looks like it's working, so I'm just going to wait for some people to pop on. Today we're going, hi Keisha, good morning, friend. How are you? Nice day today where I am. How about you? Is it nice where you are? Usually if it's nice here, it's nice where you are. I think I'm, oh, hi Jen, how are you? Somebody's watching over on my Border Buddy, so I can actually see the comments today. Yay. Thanks for keeping that conversation going the other day, Keisha, on the group. I went back and checked the comments, and you were like, she can't see what we're saying, but you were talking to them and keeping them engaged. So thank you so much. All right. Today I'm going to use the Florals and Bloom Suite. And oh, good afternoon. Hi, Alexina. How are you? Good afternoon. Yeah, because I guess it's good morning where I am, and it's good afternoon where other people are. Okay, so let me just hide my little face. Yeah, there we go. Let's show you what we're going to play with today. So let me grab it. Florals and Bloom Suite. You're in your backyard, blue skies, and the front is gray. Yeah, it's really sunny here. It's really nice. But the other day it was really sunny in my backyard, but when I looked across north towards the mountains, it looked like something was rumbling in. Anyway, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Hi, Ellie. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Nice to see you guys. Okay, so we're going to use Florals and Bloom. Now, it's on page 40, 41. 42 and 43. This is what I would call a mega suite because it comes with 2 bundles, okay? And gorgeous DSP and really adorable gems here. So flat pearls, we're going to use those today. Now, I sometimes buy the entire suite and sometimes I buy what I like. In this case, I just bought the Sweet Blooms bundle. This is very pretty. I have a lot of florals that I have to use up that I bought. So I thought, no, I'm just going to leave that and I'll get the Sweet Blooms. So I got the Sweet Blooms, the gorgeous designer series paper. And of course, I always buy embellishments. Hi, Diane. How are you, friend? Okay. Gorgeous. So let me show you a couple of samples that I have. Sorry, I'm going to just, okay. Making myself a little space here. So here's the Sweet Blooms, okay? You'll see why I love it in a minute. All right, so here's a few more samples before we get started. Now this is using the other part of that bundle, which was, what did we say that was called? Pretty Florals, okay? With the gorgeous paper. Look at that paper. And then here's another one. Same, so we got the paper going there, and then we've got, this is the kind of detailed flower you're going to get if you get the Pretty Florals bundle, because it's going to cut it out, but it's also going to give you definition there. Now I do have another one that my sister made me, and do you think I can find it quickly here? Nope. Well, I'll share it another day. Oh, maybe this is it. Let me just double check. She may be a couple actually, but I want to make sure this is the one that I want. The one that I want. Oh, I'm starting to sing now. No, this isn't from this one. Okay, never mind. Ignore. Those are the 2. Excellent. You're fine today? Oh, I'm glad, sweetie. That's good. All right, let's get started because I want to show you another product that's in the catalog that you may or may not have noticed. And it's on page 85. It coordinates with this bundle that I did not, again, I did not buy the stamps. I just bought the die because I'm probably going to have to go buy that because that stamp set looks fantastic, actually. But I bought this because I wanted to play with this washi tape. And they do demonstrate it here, but I thought, well, I'm going to play with it and show you. Okay, so maybe we'll start with that. I'm going to grab this Extraordinary Flora Washi Tape. Okay, and look at this. It's quite a wide roll here. I think this is about 3 inches, maybe not quite, but 3 inches. And look at it all. You get tons of it. And the pattern repeats, but different colors. So let me see if I can roll this out a bit. So that's the one set. Let's put that on. Now you can just use washi tape, of course, you guys. But I want to use it on some, I want to cut it out with that die. So I need a piece of white. So this is too wide, but that's okay. And what I did was I started it at the top. So just like this, I kind of started it up here, not really wanting to adhere it everywhere. Then I grabbed my bone folder and burnished it because I wanted to get any creases out. I don't know if it matters if there's creases. I have no idea. But I thought, well, I better try and get, the little creases out. So I just used my bone folder to do that. Have you guys tried this yet? Hi, Marilyn. You're not super late. You just got here. You're good. You haven't missed anything, really. But go back and see some samples that I did post. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that off like so. And then you've got this whole roll. It's awesome. Now, that's on white. And remember I was saying that the pattern repeats? Well, it does repeat, but that's the repeat. You've got 2 different colors. So you've got the kind of more strawberry slush, and this one is more of the petunia. So a little bit brighter. Okay, so you just decide which ones you want. Now I also put some on a window sheet because I'd never tried that. So maybe we'll run, I'm just going to burnish those out. So maybe we'll try that and see what it looks like because I'm not sure what it'll look like. Okay, so now that you've got your pieces of washi tape, you're going to grab this coordinating die, which looks like this. So it's all one big piece. And then what you're going to do is you're going to line it up. And this was easy yesterday, but I'm looking at this thinking, oh gosh, where am I lining this up? Where am I lining this up? There we go. Can you see that you can figure out where it lines up? I'm going to tape this down and then I'll hold it up. And then see these images at the top? Those aren't wasted because what you can do is go and move this up afterwards and just grab the last of them. Okay. All right. Stick that. That looks about right. Okay. Now I did find that the washi tape doesn't like my repositionable tape in the sense that it doesn't want to hold it down. So I put tons on. It kind of wants to lift off. Okay. So we're just going to run that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Now you could use, because it's only 3 inches wide, you can use your mini for this. Let's run it through. Has anybody tried this yet? Anybody who's watching? Have you guys tried this? It's really fun. Okay, so here we go. So then these just all pop out. Look at this. Shut up. Isn't that great? Love it. Okay, so we've got all these bits and bobs. Look at this. And that would be the same. I'm going to hold it up. That would be the same as if you stamped it with the coordinating die stamp set, and then cut these all out. Okay, and you could use your Stampin' Write markers to make the different colors on your stamp. Okay, so we've got all of those. That's so cool. And then we're going to dump those over there. Oop. Okay, and then let's try the window sheet because I haven't tried that yet. So let's try that. again, we're just going to figure out where this lines up. So it's going to be a little bit more muted. It almost looks like a vellum appearance because you don't have that stark white underneath. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that like that. And let's run that. You haven't tried it yet, Mo? Did you buy some and you just haven't tried it? Yeah, it's kind of like, I just thought it was kind of, ooh, crack. Can you hear all that? That's the window sheet. Crack, crack. I haven't tried this, so I have no idea what it's going to look like or even if it's going to work. Okay, it looks like it's worked. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, so we got that. Ooh, do I have one that's the same kind of color? Probably not. But you can kind of see that white versus, can you see that? So that's on the white and that's on the window sheet. So it is kind of a vellum effect, really. So let's pop this out. So it just depends what you prefer. Okay, kind of cool that way. Isn't that cool? Oh, see, now the window sheet is very thick. So you might want to run it through like back and forth. And I didn't do that. I just did it once. So see, it just didn't quite cut that. So that's why you might want to just give it a little bit more of a impression, right? So all I do is if I have this and it causes this issue, I'll show you what I do on any die, actually. So let's grab those. So just make a note to yourself. If you're going to use vellum, not vellum, if you're going to use window sheets, you're going to have to run it through back and then again forth. Okay, so back once and then back again. So just lining this up as best I can. It should work. And then stick that on. And we'll just give it one more crank. So running back and ooh, listen to that. When I mentioned back and forth, I mean I want you to run it through and then reverse. Okay, it's just because the window sheet is really thick. And by the way, I don't even think I used a window sheet. I think I used, you know how when you buy a new stamp set, you get that thick plastic that's inside? I think I used that. So save those for your, you know, for your, as window sheets. Okay, this one here was only half on. So it's not that I cut it in half. It's just that it wasn't a full image. Okay, so you just pull those out. There we go. Okay, next, so they're a bit thicker on that. That one that comes in the stamp set is thicker than a regular window sheet. But they're fun to use for like shaker cards and whatnot. Okay, clear off my space here. All right, so that's how that works. And we're going to be using that in our project. So that, again, is the Extraordinary Flora Washi Tape and the Extraordinary Floral Die. Okay? We're good. So look at this. I only did one yesterday as a sample. And look at all the pieces I got. So fun. And then, of course, we got the pieces from today. So let's run that over there. Grab what we need. We're creating our card. Okay, so next up, here's our bits and bobs for our card today. I'm starting with basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, 4 1/4 scored. Okay, so let's give that a little burnish. And then I've got a piece of, remember I was telling you how gorgeous the paper is, right? So this is the paper from the suite. This is the kind of thing we need right now. It's bright and fresh. Look at that. And I do not have the other stamp set and die, but they must cut out some of these images, I'm going to guess. Oh, that's the one that's from that sample I showed you. Okay. There we go. Look at that. How gorgeous are these? Oops, can you see? And then, oops, that's the other side. And so this is the one that I'm going to use. Okay. I loved all the colors of the green. So this is just cut 5 1/4 by 4. So let's glue that down. Oh, isn't that pretty on the inside? It looks like a larkspur or something. I'm not quite sure what flower. Okay, we'll glue that down. Oh, got glue where I didn't want it. That's okay. It'll dry. That's what the great thing about white glue. As you know, I love it. And it dries clear. Is that straight? Oh my gosh, my eyesight. Okay, there we go. So we can set that aside. Next, I wanted some bright colors. So I've got a piece of Summer Splash. Summer Splash? Yeah, that's the one of the in colors. This is the last year that we're going to have this color. Love it. And let's grab the Textured Notes dies. Okay, this is one of the online exclusives. All it means is that it's not in a printed catalog. It's just, you just go to my store and you can buy it. So you want to check that one out. Textured Note dies. Okay, so what's great about them, is that you get all these rectangles and they all have different designs. They're not all the same. They're not just all stitched. They all have different designs, which is really nice. So I've got this one and we're going to cut it out of Summer Splash. And then I've got the other one. We're going to cut it out of just basic white. Alrighty. So we'll just grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Here we go. And we'll run those through. I went to look at the colors that were in the Designer Series paper for this card. Okay. Whoa. Gosh. My arm. Get your exercise when you have to cut a bunch of stuff, don't you? Surprised we don't have these big thick biceps from cranking our machine. Okay, so there we go. So here's what I meant when I said you get that different stitch design. Each one is different. And of course, the point is that they nest together, right? So that's one just slightly smaller. So let me hold that. Hi, Ellie. Did I not say hi to you when you came on? I'm sorry. Hi, Elle. How are you? Can you see? Cool. Okay. So let's put those away or to the side. We won't need those again. Now, I want to cut out the dies that spell out the word bloom. Okay, so just trying to stick my stuff away so I don't lose it. Okay, I want to use bloom, and I've got the this is Coastal Cabana and this is Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, so there's two dies. One is an outline and one is the actual word. Okay, so the outline I'm doing in the twist and the word I'm doing in Coastal Cabana. Now, I have found when using this, sorry, I don't know why I'm getting messages when I've asked it to be, don't send me messages. All right, I find that when I'm using these, they're very, very fine. And sometimes you might want to use our adhesive sheet. Okay, so this is just our adhesive backed. It's like a sheet of glue. So I'm just going to peel off one side. It's double-sided. And then I'm going to stick that down like so. And then I'm going to peel the rest off. That. You know it's spring in where I live in New West when we have our called Hyack. That's kind of our theme of our city, Hyack. Which one was I doing? Oh yeah, this is the it's the Hyack weekend. So when my kids were little, they would do the maypole dance around the pole in Queen's Park, and there's a parade, and then today is a heritage house tour. And where I live, we were the original capital of British Columbia was New Westminster. It's called the Royal City because, of course, it was Queen Victoria. But then they moved it to the Victoria. So now we're not the capital. But the homes here, some date back to the 1700s, if they weren't destroyed in the big fire. Anyway, today is the heritage tour. So people go around and they open up their homes that are heritage designation, and people go and look at them. So. And find out the history, which is nice. Anyway, I mentioned that because that's what my message was, that somebody isn't coming to a meeting because they're going, which is cool. peel that off. Oh, and I don't know if you saw on my Facebook. Did you guys ever watch Seinfeld and the Soup Nazi? Does everybody remember the Soup Nazi? Well, there's a woman who owns a sandwich shop in New West, in my town, and we go to it quite often. It's really cool because she's lovely. She's always doing something for charities too. She delivers your sandwich to your table by a train. She puts the little sandwich on the train and it shoo-shoos around and stops right at your table, and you just take your plate off. It's so cute. Anyway, she's done lots of fundraisers in the past, and today she's doing a fundraiser. So if you live around New West, please go to her shop. It's called Greens and Beans, and I think it's 10 to 3. And her claim to fame is she does soups, like extraordinary soups. And today she has asked the actor who played the Soup Nazi if he would come and serve the soup and raise money for the victims' families of the Lapu Lapu tragedy. And if you don't live in Vancouver, or you don't live in the US, if you live in the US, you might not have heard about this. It was a horrible thing that happened about a month ago. Oh, I should tell you what I'm doing. Where a car drove into a festival and killed people. And it's horrible. So anyway, he's coming today, and he's going to be serving the soup. And it's a beautiful day, so they'll have a long lineup, but that's good. And somebody asked, how do I get him to say no soup for you? And she said, just be difficult. So that's kind of funny. We have Open Doors in Toronto, which includes Heritage. Yeah, Open Doors. Oh, that's cute. Open Doors in Toronto. Neat. All right, so what I did, guys, remember I stuck the adhesive, got my bloom, and then I stuck the adhesive on my Costa Cabana, lemon lime, and that's the actual word, and we're just going to run that through. Okay, isn't that cool, Alexina? I know, it's so cool. She has had him come for 5 different events since 2004. She had him come for the tsunami recovery. She had him come, remember the one in Thailand? She had him come for the wildfires. I can't remember all the things. He hasn't been in a while. And he originally said, no, I can't. He lives in California. And he originally told her, oh, I'd love to, but I just can't. He was, for some reason, fearful of flying right now. Anyway. And then he called her back and he said, nope, I'm coming. This is such a worthwhile cause. So nice of him, eh? Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is, before I do any of that, I'm going to stamp something. Anyway, kudos to him, because all he requires is his airfare and his hotel. So they get donations for that. So very kind of him. So it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be on the local news. All right, so I'm going to stamp where you're planted, because we're using bloom where you're planted. And I've just got it in Memento ink here. I'm going to stamp it here. There we go. And then, probably should put up a little bit, but that's okay. And then we're going to grab that background one, okay? And maybe before I do that, I'm going to stick some of these ones that we've cut out. How about we use this one? Isn't that pretty? Love that. So let me just glue that on. Probably a little bit too much glue there, Allison. Okay. And then, oh gosh, I've got so many flowers to pick from here. Let's do, oh, this one's pretty. Let's do this one. I did think, should I pop these up? But then I changed my mind and I didn't. I don't know. I regret that. We'll see. Let's pull this off. So you can see that's the outline. But because we've got this glue on the back, I don't have to go around with my glue, my white glue, dotting the glue on. And Actually, on this one, you probably could because it's such a large surface, right? What are you guys all up to today? I'm going to a fundraiser, hoedown fundraiser for the rescue society that we got Grace, our beagle, from. So we're going with my son and daughter-in-law, which should be fun. Raising money for a good cause. Oh, there we go. So I got a double whammy here because I've got to get this out of the die and then I got to get the glue off, right? So the first thing I want to do is there's some stuff I can poke out here. Let's do that, get rid of that stuff. It's a beautiful day. I don't know. I hope it's beautiful where you are. Is it hot enough to go in your pool, El? My sister opened her pool last weekend, I think. So maybe if it's hot enough, she can go in. Or I guess she can turn up the heat of the pool. I guess it doesn't really matter how hot it is. Okay. That looks good, right? So that's the word. But on the back, can you see that it's white because that's the glue. So here's what I'm going to do. I am not taking the whole thing off unless absolutely necessary. I'm going to start with just one part of the word. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky to try and get it started, but there we go. It's cooperating, okay? I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to start by lining up one letter, okay? It's kind of one letter at a time. There we go. So just going to gradually take this up. This is so much easier on this really fine line than the white glue or even the seal. Okay, it's just, it allows you to kind of maneuver it into place, which is also nice because it wants to stretch out a bit. So you can just manipulate it back. There we go. Okay. Oh, I hope I wasn't too off screen there. Bloom where you're planted. And you've got tons of flowers, you guys, like tons from that washi that you could add. But I don't think I'm going to. Okay, let's just keep going here. So remember when we started, is it damp where you are? Yeah, you're up quite north, Marilyn. So it takes a bit, you know, we're planting, my neighbor was planting tomatoes yesterday. We're in a different, too cold for the pool. Oh, darn. Yes, that is it. That's how I find it easier, Sarah, to mount it, right? Cool and damp and TO. Oh, sorry, you guys. Nice here. So I'm going to glue this down. And you know I'm a linear person, right? Like normally I would go toot toot, but I'm not. Look at this. I am doing that off to the side. And then we're going to glue this one down. I love the bright colors. How about you guys? And what I would suggest is you use this bottom piece of your stamped image and line it up here with, you know, that way you know this piece is straight. Ask me how I know, because yesterday I didn't think about that and it's kind of messy. Now, remember I was telling you about those embellishments. I love embellishments. So this is the 2025-2027 in color flat pearls. Here they are. So we've got Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger. I was going to say Ugly Duckling. Sorry, Darling Duckling. Strawberry Slush. And we're just going to put some of those on to finish our card. I'm going to grab the Timid Tiger, I think, even though it's not part of what I've used here, whatever, right? So I've got the duckling and I'm actually going to grab a Strawberry Slush because it kind of goes all together there. You can start with, can you do your radishes yet, Marilyn? My husband has been harvesting his radishes for a couple weeks. You could do lettuce and stuff too. So that's the card. What do we think? Now on this one, I kind of did it a little bit different yesterday. Can you see I layered some stuff and then I put this on top. But you can see that this is not as well done as this one with the adhesive sheet, right? Yeah, it's cute. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of cloud cover, which is one of the dots, you can get the paper, you can get the blends, you can get the markers, you can get the ribbon, you can get the embellishments, but we can't get the stamp pad. But here's what you're going to do. We sell uninked little spots. You guys are used to spots if you do any of our kits. So they come like this. I think there's 5, okay, in one pack, and you can see they're completely, there's nothing on them, okay? They are felt versus foam, and that's why the color works. So just gonna grab a cloud cover re-inker. You hardly need any, and you're just gonna ink it up, and that's going to be your cloud cover. Can't get the large one, but that's okay. And if you want, I would suggest that you just give it a little tape. You can write cloud cover on here with a permanent marker like a Sharpie. And then I would store it upside down so that the ink sits at the top of the pad. Okay, so that's the workaround. Do you want to see a few more samples? Let me grab my book. I love this. I do. Onions and radishes could go in now. Yeah. Potatoes maybe too, Marilyn? Could potatoes go in? Yeah. Thanks, Keisha. Thanks, Alexina. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, look at this. I do not have this. I got this in a swap. Notes and totes. This is a bundle. Look at this. But I didn't even really notice it. Did you guys notice this? It's on page 81. Check out this card. Oh my gosh. Look at that. If that doesn't scream beach, I don't know what does. Isn't that great? Love it. Love it. Okay, so that's one card I wanted to show you. Oh, I never noticed that she must have taken black and actually embossed the glasses because the lenses are shiny. Clever girl. And then the other one I wanted to show you is sometimes we miss out on great products that are in the online exclusives. So go to my store, shopcrazywithallison.ca. You can see all of the stuff that's still available. Wink on the flowers. No, it's a washi tape die, so I don't think it would really work. I think it would kind of smudge off because it's not paper, it's washi, you know. Oh yeah, you're betting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, isn't that great, Marilyn? Okay, so online exclusives. This was the May 2025. What was I trying to say? Launch. And then check. I don't have this one either, but I got a swap. Check this. Pop and buy. It's popcorn. I think I'm gonna have to get this one too. This is the problem when you join a swap. Look at this. It's got the little glasses and a little frame. Oh my gosh, it's too cute. Well, look, check out the card. Here's the card. Look, no one's better. No one's butter than you. Shut up. And look at this little guy with his glasses and his little feet. How cute is that? Wouldn't that be great for giving a gift card? You know, Costco sells the gift cards for the Cineplex. Well, at least they do here, or the Landmark theaters. And I think that would be great for like a birthday gift or even Christmas if you gave a card, right? Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, so just a reminder, here's our card for today. Bloom where you're planted. What a great sentiment, right? Bloom where you're planted. Even if the soil's not that great, you can still bloom, right? Love that sentiment. Okay, so let's come back here. Hi, Kathy over there. Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty, isn't it? And wasn't it simple to make? Can you guys see it? I mean, somebody told me I should go further out when I'm creating instead of too close. So I do now. I'm trying. But here's it a little bit closer. How's that? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Anybody else got anything to say? Did I miss anything? We're talking about gardening and no soup for you at the Sit Nazi. Beautiful day for our heritage tour. Gosh, things are great. I'm sure there's stuff going on in the park today too. We have a beautiful park with a band shell just 1 block away from me. Very lucky to live near Queen's Park. And I forgot to tell you that. I guess with COVID, it changed. But prior to COVID, New Westminster May Day dancing, which is a traditional, like they actually have, it's a dance. It's not like they just go out there and run around the pole. Had the longest May Day celebration in the Commonwealth. I think when my kids was at least 100 years old. So kind of neat. I live in a very old city. All right. When will I see you again? So I'm going to sing that song again. I'm going to see you on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. See you then. Bye. All right, you guys, you go out and have a great day. And I hope that you, wherever you are, you can get a little bit of fresh air. Especially if it's not raining, just get out and do that. Okay, have a great rest of the day, you guys. Thanks for coming today. Bye.